Hi. This is Jay from Survival Prepping 101. In this video we're going to briefly cover the topic of the contingency plan. Let's talk logistics in event of an electrical grid failure that results in a prolonged grid down situation. What is the first step to take for emergency preparedness in event that such a scenario occurs? Where does one start? Start with a contingency plan. A contingency plan is essentially a plan that has been plotted out in advance on paper, as to what to do in event that an emergency situation may occur. What would you do if you and your family, and pets, have to vacate and get to safety in a hurry? What things need to be on hand in such an event that the usual access, materials or items are not available, as opposed to what would be available during normal everyday life? For example, if there was no electricity available because of the electrical grid failure, what aspects of your home, your life, your community, your city or your society would be affected? There would be no refrigeration, no heat, no lights, no debit machines would be working, no grocery stores would be open, no stores at all would be open. Traffic lights would not be working. There would be no transit service available, no buses, no taxis, no gas because there's no electricity to run the gas pumps, no electricity to run subway systems or subway trains. How would these things affect your everyday activities and daily life? What if this total grid down scenario lasted for several days, weeks, or even months? What would you do? That is what you write up in your contingency plan, taking into consideration all of the things you can possibly think of which would be ineffective and unavailable and inaccessible, and how would you mitigate these challenges? If there was no electricity available, what would you do for food? What would you do for water, for heat, for air conditioning? What would you do for transportation? What would you do for laundry, waste products, bodily functions, hygiene, medications, first aid? There would be no water to flush the toilet, no water to drink, no water with which to cook or clean or wash anything, so no showers. There would be no water in the taps and no sewer utility available to pump away any sewage that may build up. What about communications? There would be no cell service, no phone, no radio, no TV, and no internet. How would you communicate? What would you do in order to mitigate these problems and try to survive in a post-grid down situation without electricity? Think about what you would need to do, what supplies you would need to have on hand to address the food and water shortages, and what things you would need to have in place to address the inaccessibility or unavailability of transportation and other services or supplies. A contingency plan addresses all these items and the possible solutions that can be implemented and used in order to mitigate the situation. Write up your contingency plan well in advance and have it on hand in event of emergency. Do not wait until an emergency situation happens or is pending. Be sure to have your contingency plan already drawn up and worked out, and have the items, materials and supplies indicated in your plan already on hand, and the actions that you and your family can take to help mitigate such a potentially dangerous and challenging situation. This is Jay from Survival Prepping 101. Be sure to like and share this video if you are interested in our upcoming materials. Thanks for dropping by and happy prepping.